Stephanie Levine is a dedicated professional at Neo Home Loans. Stephanie is most excited about figuring out how to make summer less stressful in the coming months. Balancing the joys of motherhood, the demands of work, and her roles as a wife and individual, she finds every year gets better and brings more joy, even though her perfectionism can sometimes challenge the less structure the summer months brings. She strives to stay present and enjoy every moment. Stephanie is also thrilled about a big house project, redoing and restructuring her porch, creating a more inviting space to her family. This summer, she is also looking forward to traveling to Boston to visit family, a trip rescheduled from the 2020 COVID days. In her professional experience as a mortgage advisor, she has learned that a common misconception she encounters is the belief that securing the lowest mortgage rate is the key to successful home ownership. In reality, it's about positioning oneself to become a homeowner with choices, focusing on overall financial stability and cash management. I'm excited to announce Stephanie Levine with Neo Home Loans to share more on her experience, cash and liability management. Stephanie, I will give you a 2-minute warning.
You guys are in for a treat. I'm so excited. And I am kind of nervous that Dan's here, but it's all in good fun. He probably knows a lot of this. All right. I assume you all can see my screen.
Good to go.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. I am Stephanie Levine with Neo Home Loans. And when I got into the mortgage industry, I found that people ask very important questions about what should I do? Not just what am I qualified for and what mortgage can I get, but what should I do? And so when people ask these questions, I took the time to research, to study, and to learn what the impacts of each decision is. When you make a decision today, it impacts you today. It impacts you 3 years from now, 5 years, 10 years, and even further down the road. So I am a certified liability advisor, a certified divorce lending professional, a certified mortgage planner. And all of these certifications help me understand how debt works, how to leverage it, what the tax impact is, and how all of this plays a part to help people understand the should and understand the numbers and the impact it has on somebody's financial future. So for today's presentation, I want to spend time talking about money and not all about mortgages, because this is what is the driver of making the decisions. But of course, before I dive into the fun conversation, I'd like to introduce my family, the people that I love. They drive me crazy, but they also bring me so much joy in my life. So this is my little one. She's 7. She just finished 1st grade. And that's how she wanted her hairstyle for the last day of school. We all make choices and love it. This is my husband in the middle on Father's Day. We did a beer tasting at home. This is my older daughter, Kennedy. She's 9 and going into 4th grade. And then this picture, this is my brother. He is the whole reason that I moved to Portland. He's taking my oldest with his cousins to the first overnight camp. She's been there all week. And this is the other side of my family and the reason that I'm here in Portland. All right, let's talk money, because everybody has a money story. And I don't know if people think about this, but have you ever thought of what your money story is? What is your relationship to money? What are your beliefs around money? What have your parents taught you that you still believe today? What has society taught you? And how do you make decisions around money? And how does this show up with your partner and other relationships? For most people, the decision is really emotional because it is too overwhelming, or we just haven't been taught how to unpack it in other ways. And while we think we are making thoughtful decisions, oftentimes we're really not informed. So the problem, US homeowners lose billions of dollars in wealth each year because they make bad home financing decisions. They act on bad information, and the mortgage industry either doesn't care or doesn't understand. 82% of Americans say they experience money concerns at least monthly. And who are you talking to these problems and concerns about? Do you just have trouble sleeping at night? What do you do, and how does that show up in your everyday life? Before you can answer some of these, let's have a basis. What is money? It's really a medium of exchange, right? We use this to buy and sell things, and we have a common denominator. We also call this many different things, but it all means the same thing. So before anyone should provide you with any meaningful information, you must understand your goals. That way the decisions you make align with your goals. Everyone has different money goals, and understanding your goals is the best way to get you to reach them. Also, a very common one is financial freedom, but what does that look like? And that's going to look different for everyone depending on what your goals are. All right, time for a pop quiz, because I know you're sleeping and don't really care about all of this. But in the chat, what answer A, B, or C? What will net you more money on your investment? And Dan, please don't be the first to answer. But assuming you have a 10% return year over year on your money, by the time you turn 65, what's going to net you the most money? If at age 27, you start investing $3,000 a year for 38 years, that's $117,000 that you're going to put away over that period of time. When you're 65, how much money will you have? At age 19, invest $3,000 a year each year for 8 years. Or C, at age 15, invest $3,000 a year each year for 5 years. A, B, or C? This is incredible. This is compounding interest. And how does your money work for you? If you were 15 and you stashed away $15,000 those first 5 years, at age 65, if you never touched it, you'd have 1.6. If you start 4 years later, but invest $9,000 more, you're already falling short. So how do you catch up? The longer we wait to start investing, the longer it takes for our money to start working for us. And at age 27, you never can catch up to the same as if you started earlier. It's incredible, and I don't think people see these numbers to understand the impact it has. Okay, so money is on our mind a lot. People think about money 2,000 times a day. Can you imagine that? How do you get it? Where do you spend it? How do you save it? Where do you save it? How is it taxed? Will I have enough? Like, we are constantly making money decisions every single time we pay for something. All right. What is the biggest challenge in real estate today? Supply. Any other guesses? Rates. Affordability. The price of house today, the interest rates today. And when I ask people how they feel about it, they always say, this is expensive. It's so expensive. I'm just going to wait. But the other comment is, I wish I bought this 5 years ago. So let's help our future selves out and figure out how to find a budget that works for you so that you purchase today and your future self will thank you. So it's about making these sacrifices and finding a smaller budget that you're comfortable with in a home so that you can start riding with the appreciation. How much interest do you pay when you're renting? 1,000,000%. Exactly. 100% of its interest. So if you think 7% interest is high, think about renting, because you're paying 100% interest every single month. If you ever think rates are high, the other perspective that I like to share is when we look at rates, since they've been tracking it, on average, 7.5% is the average rate over time. So we're right at the average point, but it's true, it is more expensive, right? House prices are going up, and all of those pieces combined make your mortgage payment a lot higher. Okay, a home today priced at $600,000. What will this same house cost 5 years from now? So homes appreciate most of the time, and in 5 years, the home is expected to appreciate on average of 5% each year for the next 5 years. You can see on the chart that 63, if you look in the back 63 years ago, on average, homes have appreciated 5.25%. That's a pretty good tell of what's going to happen in the future, that home prices are expected to continue to go up. So that house 5 years from now will cost $742,000. So finding the right budget and backing into the right price is going to help you stay in your home for the longer term. And this is what's going to start building the blocks for your future self. I also like to introduce my team. I don't think I've done this before, but I have a whole team that helps me look so good. And this team helps me pre-approve, review documents, make sure we have all the pieces we need so that we have a loan and can sell it and manage that whole piece of the business. So Stephanie Castelluccio, she pre-approves all my clients and collects documents. Jessica Drum manages the contract period and manages all the teams involved. And then post-close, I have David Paley, who is a concierge for all my clients when they need referrals, need to know what this document is. He helps and proactively follows up with clients. So here's some questions that you should listen for as you're talking to friends and family. Should I refinance my mortgage for a lower payment? Should I pay down my mortgage faster or change the term of my mortgage? Should I sell or rent out my current home? What should we do in the event of a divorce or separation? What should we do with an inheritance, money, or property? How do we navigate this? It can get pretty complicated. Should I buy an investment property? And how will that help me in my short and long-term plans? Okay, I have homework for you. And we did a little bit of this during the breakout question, talking about money, because not many people like to talk about it with other people, and I get it. But for yourself, or you and your partner, your spouse, your kids, whatever that dynamic looks like for you, what are your financial goals over the next 12 months? Do you want to save for a vacation? Do you need an emergency fund? And what does that look like over the next 5 years? Have the conversation, write it down on a piece of paper, and then come back and review it every 6 months. You need to stay focused on your goals. Otherwise, you're never going to get to where you need to go. All right, a good referral for me. That's what happens when you're at home on summer break. But a good referral are business partners, financial advisors, real estate agents, real estate attorneys, family attorneys. And these are my golden geese. These are the people who I need in my business to support my clients. And these are also great partners so that we can collaborate and come up with the best plan for our clients. And then a good client for me. I love first-time home buyers. I love holding people's hands and coming from a place of education. Move-up buyers, somebody who lives in their first home and wants to transition to the next home. How do you do that? Especially if you have a 2% rate. How do you make that leap? Investors, we can run numbers. We have investor products. It's a different conversation, but I've helped a lot of people in these scenarios and very savvy at the conversation. Same with going through a divorce with my special certification and helping people plan. The biggest reason people freeze and don't make a plan is because they don't know what it looks like for themselves financially on the other side of it. So I love what I do and it's fun. And I know I didn't get a 2-minute warning, but my time says 15 minutes. So I was rushing. To introduce me to referrals, you can email me, you can follow me on Instagram, social media. And I look forward to connecting with you and hearing about your goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. That was